Chief of Staff, mandate secretaries here present, permanent secretaries, chairman, Civil Service Commission, the representative of the World Health Organization and the representative of the President of Association of Resident Doctors, the representative of Association of Nigerian Nurses, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first of all congratulate the mandate secretary and staff of the Health and Environmental Secretariat for driving this to fruition. This is the support for the FCT to support the emergency services as it relates to the health system. The mandate secretary has read out everything that we have done in terms of paying allowances that were there before we came. Nobody went to strike, even though those debts were being owed. But thank God, to the glory of God, that we'll be able to pay off all these debts. I did say before that every sector will be looked into. So many people were saying, why are we concentrating on road infrastructure? So many people were saying, why are we focusing on education? But people forget that these ambulances may break down when there are no good roads. When it is emergency period for you to convey patients and the roads are not motorable condition, then the whole essence of the emergency vehicles becomes useless. So first thing first, and that's what we have been able to do. As we speak here, we're already procuring process of rehabilitating and furnishing 14 of our health centers. The representative of the nurses has said problems. Let me just tell you this. Nobody can solve our problems. And people take this for granted that even if you give a president 40 years, life president, people like Museveni in Uganda, they can't solve our problems. As far as we are living, problems will come up. What's important that you are focused and you do the best you can do. When you leave office, another person will come and continue from where you stop. The representative of the resident doctors has said staffing. The chairman of service is there. We have given approval. Sorry, head of service, I didn't know. FCT. The head of service, chairman, have been directed to employ personnel for the health services. And for us, we will do everything humanly possible to give our people the best. But let me also use this period to say that, and to workers, and to some of us who are management staff, who sabotage the efforts of government. I've said that the whole essence is to have dialogue, where there are problems, is sit down and say these problems, I can solve this now, leave this for me tomorrow, I'll be able to solve that tomorrow. If you make a request or a demand of 5 items, for example, and the government said, okay, we can take up these 3 items. After this, we'll take up the other 2 items. If you are really sincere, if there's no objective behind it, there's no way you will not accept. But when you leave it and begin to join us as politicians, we'll of course treat you as politicians. I can't sit as a minister and as a political opponent trying to run the administration down using some people. Of course, no government will shut its eyes and allow that to happen. This society is not a lawless society. We're in court. It's unfortunate. People say we will not obey a court order. That means we're a lawless society. And let me say that the mere fact that I filed notice of appeal does not automatically mean that it's a stay of execution of that order. It does not. I have said litigation is not the best, but we have no choice after we have pleaded and pleaded and pleaded and pleaded. Just like what the Monday Secretary said. When things have been done, come out and tell people the simple truth. What are we arguing? One of things you are going on strike is that they should tell me to stay in the office. I should not go to Port Harcourt again. That tells you it becomes political. You know how human beings are very ungrateful. Before this administration came, ask anybody here, all of them here who are permanent secretaries, they were retired as directors. Nobody has been a permanent secretary since the inception of Federal Capital Territory Administration. Nobody. They've never had head of service before. They've never had their own civil service commission before. And an administration came and said, listen, you cannot retard people's growth. How will people attain the level of director? And then he said they have no hope to be permanent secretaries or even the head of service. Today, the staff are the ones enjoying it. Nobody has said, oh, this government, you have done well. Before this period, and now I know why former ministers, like you said, you complain, oh, when this minister was there before, he did not do anything. The problem is that staff are those who do not want political leaders to be able to improve the lives of the people. I challenge anybody. And I tell people, how much does the FCT get? FCT gets 1% of the allocation to federal government. So if federal government gets 1 trillion in a month, what FCT will get is 1%. And what is 1% of 1 trillion? It's 10 billion naira. What's the salary today? Not less than 12 billion. Now in that case, you have to make sure you improve your IGL to be able to supplement and pay salaries. And then see what you can do in terms of infrastructure. Nobody can just bring out the whole money and pay allowances and wages. How will we buy these vehicles? How will we construct the roads? How will we rehabilitate the schools? And this were in TSA, and it was difficult for us to access funds. What was happening was just approvals, buying of computers, the whole money will finish. And yet you say when this minister was there, he couldn't do anything. How would he do something? He would go and print money. When I came, this FCT idea was 9 billion naira. 9 billion a month. Today, by the grace of God, we have hit not less than 30 billion naira every month. And what is called performance? What is called performance? So if we have 30 billion, and then we remove 2 billion naira to augment for salary, and then it's okay, remove another 12 billion naira for infrastructure, and then the remaining one you have to use to run the business. The moment you see 5 billion naira in the account, you remember that something that was not paid in 2015, it is now that they will pay it. That is not a way. That is not the way it's supposed to be. So I appeal to you that the future of this country is on all of us. Mr. President is doing the best he can do, but you can also support by being progressive minded. So I appeal to all of you, forget this thing, you go and block the gate, say you will not obey court order. Let me advise you, it depends on whom you are dealing with. It depends. By the time we go for contempt of those who are blocking or those who wrote letter that they will not obey the court order, then you will see the difference. You will see the difference. We did not take laws into our hand. All we said, okay, let's go and see who is wrong and who is right. And we are still open for dialogue. But nobody should threaten the existence of anybody. All of us are from this country, and we have right to stay wherever we want to stay. So I appeal to all of you, senior staff, management staff, and regional staff. Nobody will sit to say, look, you are not entitled to get what you are entitled to. Nobody will do that, except that person will be an extremist. So I appeal to all of you to have a reconsideration and allow peace to reign, around the development of FCT. So on this note, I invite all of you to join us as we hand over these ambulances to the various hospitals. Thank you and God bless you.